What is going on, guys? Kamon here. Today I'm going to bring you guys an updated version of my Swordsoul. Now, this is nothing too crazy, but this is just what I think you should be playing for this current format. I feel like this deck has like a little bit of everything now, and the only thing is this is more of a standard list. So if you're looking for something that's more unique, definitely check my other profiles if you have the time to do that. But yeah, let's just get right into it. So I'm gonna show you guys the main deck extra and the side, just because I like y'all. Oh, also, thank y'all for blowing up my other video. I changed around the like titles and the like thumbnails for it, and it came out pretty well. That got people discussing and commenting, and that's what I actually wanted. So appreciate y'all. So let's get into it. Show you guys pretty standard lists, and there are just certain things that like. I've been playing this deck ever since it came out, like literally ever since it came out. And if I'm being honest, this is the cheapest it has ever been. Now, you can actually buy this deck pretty cheap because of all of the like reprints, and then like most expensive card was Baron before, but now Baron's cheaper now. But anyways, I'm rambling, let's get into it. So, 3 Yugioh, Heart and Soul, she's really good. I low-key want to, like, if you want to play her at 2, you can play her at 2. Playing her at 1 is not enough. Either 2 or 3 is fine. Me personally, I like seeing her at 3 because she is a free Swordsoul body. And do not forget, you can summon out your Long Yugioh from your hand or deck with your Yugioh. So, if you're trying to go for a quick burn and you have this and you want to synchro summon with a Long Yugioh, you can do that with Yugioh, so keep that in mind. So, 3 Yugioh, very standard, that would never come off of 3. And if it did, just 2. 1 is not enough. And now for this regular Swordsoul lineup, we have 3 Moye, best girl, obviously. 3 Long Yugioh, and just 2 Taya. Yeah, it's just, this ratio will never ever change, if I'm being honest. Like, unless we get a new Yugioh, this is like the best ratio. But I'm more excited for if we do get new worm monsters. Any new worm support, that's why I like Swordsoul, because you can get worms that are not directly Swordsoul, you know, buffs, but because it's a worm, it helps with Swordsoul deck regardless. But anyways, that's it for these. These will never really change. I am not playing Allspice. I don't have the room. You can play Allspice if you want to. He's not a bad card at all, and like kind of getting rid of certain cards is still pretty good. But this is just a pure gas standard-ish-esque list, but just a little bit different kind of playstyle on the side deck. Now for the Teny stuff, 3 Ashuna, 2 Vashuda, 2 Adara, and the 1 Shitana. Low-key want to play 2 of these, like the green and this one, because there are many times where like your combo ends if you draw this, but if you do have that extra level 4 that's in your main deck, you can still do a lot of stuff, if that makes sense. So if you start seeing me playing this card at 2, don't question it, just mind your business, you know what I mean? But yeah, this is very standard for the Teny stuff here also. These are the best ones you want to see, especially Ashuna. Ashuna is the best one, because this plus the Vessel, this is a 1-card Chao Fang. And again, Chao Fang is actually very, 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 very good this format, you know what I mean? So that is it for those. Next is just the hand traps, which we're still rocking 3 Ash, and now I actually put in double Veiler and double Nib. Just these. I don't really think you need any other hand traps. If you want to run Veiler at 3 and Nib at 3, you can do that, but I like having 3-2-2. Ash is good at 3 because it's a universal card, you know what I mean? No matter what, every deck can and should be using Ash to stop your opponent from doing anything. Even if Ash is slower than like a Droll or something, you cannot argue that Ash hits everything in this meta. Ash will forever hit everything in the meta. So therefore, I think Ash should be played at 3. Yes, it can be less impactful for certain like hand traps, but it's still impactful nonetheless. So I think Ash really good. And Valor is Valor. I like playing Valor. Putting Valor back in here is pretty cool because it is a level 1, so you can make a lot of plays in here. And then Nib is just Nib. I think Nib is really good this format, so why not play Nib? That's it for the monsters. Now for the spell cards. Very standard. We're playing 3 emergent. This is your Rhoda. You wouldn't play this card at 1. Wouldn't play it at 2. Played at 3. It searches out any worm monster. So it has the 3 effects technically. So first effect, search for any Swordsoul monster from your deck, add it to your hand. That's one effect. Other effect, if you control a synchro monster and you activate this card, you can add any worm monster from your deck to your hand. So that's just what that does. Other effect that some folks do tend to forget about this, if it does get banished, you can modulate levels on the field. So you can either raise a level or lower level, which that comes up pretty often. I love this deck because you can kind of explore what you want to do with it and kind of change around. So 3 of those, don't forget that. I'm actually maining 3 droplet. It was either 3 droplet or 3 imperm, but I decided to do 3 droplet because I'm already main decking the 3 Valor, or the 2 Valor. You know what I mean? Valor and imperm kind of do the same thing, but it's like it has 1 or 2 things that make it different. You know what I mean? Like with Valor, it's not once per turn and you could do it even if you have cards on your field. Imperm can't do it if you have cards on your field. You know what I mean? But it's like Imperm can be used any turn, Valor only during the main phase. So it's like it all depends on your playstyle. But for me, I think having Valor plus Droplet is pretty good. So I think Droplet is a fine card to play in here. Next. 2 talents. Talent is still really good. I think this is like a honorary Swordsoul card in here. High key want to play this card at 3, but I don't know what else I want to take out of here, if I'm being honest. But yeah, like I can see myself playing this card at 3 in here. Like I think it's really good, but 2 is just fine. But if I bump it up to 2, again, mind your business. So yeah, 2 of those. And now we did put in 2 Circle, and we did put in 2 Vessel. Now, again, Circle is a pretty good card because you can dodge a lot of stuff. And the best implication that I love for this card, if your opponent has a skill drain face up and you summon Boxia effect, target for cost, then if you chain Heavy Dragon Circle, it tributes your Boxia for cost, so therefore you can get rid of it. Also, another neat interaction that can happen, that's like not likely, but if your opponent messes up, if you summon Boxia and use its effect, or any of your Worm Synchro monsters and use their effect, and they go Dimensional Barrier and they call Synchro, if you chain this, your effect will go through because D-Barrier, kind of spoiler for siding, but it only stops the face-up cards. You know what I mean? So if your opponent, if you call a Synchro monster and your opponent has, you know, DD Barrier, they can't summon anything, and then all face-up Synchro monsters cannot use their effects. So therefore, since it's not in the field anymore, you will get your effect off. So that's why I like Circle back in here. But again, these 4 spots are changeable. If you want to run more hand traps and like another talent and a thrust, whatever, you can do that. But so far, I like this. And putting Vessel back in here, I think is a big play just so you can, you know, fight against this meta, because again, Chao Feng hurts a lot of decks this format, because like a lot of decks are playing like lights and whatnot, like Manadium, Purely, all that stuff. So it's like summoning out a really good Chao Feng, that could do a lot of Damaggio, you know what I mean? A lot of Damaggio against them. So I think these 4 are just fine. And the best part is they are pretty good side out cards. More so this. I think this card is too good to not set to side out. But depends on what you're playing against and if you're going for a second. But anyways, that's it for those. And the last 2 cards are the 1 Summit and the 1 Blackout. I'll never take out Summit. I like Summit a lot. I like having that retrievable monster reborn card to like extend your combos and plays. And Blackout is just Blackout. There is a world where you don't need to play Blackout, but I think that's just crazy. But so Blackout is one of those cards where it's really good to have, but if you don't play it, I don't think you'll really miss it. but I will not ignore the fact that it does help out a lot of stuff, like clearing out 2 cards in the field. Low-key kind of want to play Blackout at 2, bro. I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, that is it for the main deck. A solid 40 cards. Yeah, I mean, very, very solid, very standard. So I'm not playing Apple Dragon, not playing, what's it called, Revolution Synchron, none of that, because I wanted to play a more, you know, standard-ish list, etc., etc. So yeah, let's get into the extra deck now. Extra deck is pretty cool. So now, we're gonna, so for the links, we're only running 4 links. So we're running 2 Monk, 1 Shaman, and the 1 SP Little Knight. I think this deck needs SP Little Knight. You need this card in here in order to, you know, play the game, bro. Like, this card is just too good. I won so many games just because they couldn't get rid of SP Little Knight off the field. You know what I mean? It's just a good card overall to have. And like, if you're trying to take Yu-Gi-Oh seriously, and even if you're playing like a bad deck, you have to play this card. I know it's expensive right now, but gotta spend money to make money. You know what I mean? But there are alternatives. You don't like if you like. This card is very good, but it's like if you really can't get it, don't feel bad. You can play like other synchros or Psychic and Punisher, other links, etc. But for me, since I do have the card, I'm gonna run the card. So SP Little Knight, and yeah, these are the only links that I am playing. Yep. Now for the synchros, we are just playing the 1/7, which is the 1 Yazi. Pretty good card. Can be targeted. 7/7 pop. You know what I mean? We like Yazi. For the 8s, we are playing 2 Boxia. Boxia made it back to 2 in here because since we are running the Chao Fang build, you know, Boxia helps out with that tremendously. So it's like, why not play Boxia? You know what I mean? So 2 Boxia, 2 Shishao, and the 1 Draco Berserker with the 1 Dragite for the 8s. So these are the only 8s that you are running. If you want to run like Omega in here, you can, but I don't think you really need Omega like that. But then again, like, putting back your banner stuff is pretty good, but I don't know, it all depends. But if I were you, if you cannot afford SP Light, definitely run Crimson Blader in this deck. Crimson Blader hits like a lot of stuff, aka a lot of your Mana Diem stuff. So, pretty good. That is it for the 8s. The 9s, obviously, the 1 Chao Fang, you want to hit the lights. Everyone's running Nib nowadays, so it's like, summon this, no Nib for you. I can play freely and make a board that isn't Baron plus Shishao pass. And you can do this with any Teny in your hand and Vessel. That is full combo. Only thing is you get locked into Worms, but that's not a big deal, bro. You know what I mean? That's not a killer, not an end all be all kind of thing. That's it for that. And for the 10s, we are running the 1 Sinister, the 1 Shang Yang, and then the 1 Baron de Fleur. Best part about Baron, it got so many reprints. This card is like a $2 card, $3 card now. So y'all can actually afford Baron now. So let's go reprints, baby. That is it for the extra deck. That's solid 40 or 15. Now let's go to the side deck. And again, I got this token from eBay. This is like a secret version of Yugioh. And these, I got them from Etsy. Swordsoul tokens, you know, you can't play Swordsoul without these tokens. All I'm saying. So yeah, just Etsy, get the tokens, you're good to go. But anyway, with the side deck, I think side deck is pretty solid. Very, very, very solid. So we are rocking 2 DD Crow plus the 1 Pinkertops. DD Crow is mainly for like Purely and Tier Element, all that stuff, Unchained, etc., etc. There are a lot of stuff that use their graveyard, so you want to just like, you know, move it and they can't do anything. Pinkertops is mainly in here for SP. But your opponent summons SP, you just summon this card into battle attack. Then you can pop something and then you're good to go. But overall, it's a good card overall to have. This card come back to 3 would be crazy. But yeah, just the 1. That's it for those. For the spells, I am citing 2 Thrusts. Now, people can argue like, oh, you should main this card. I do not like to main Thrust. It's a very good card, very powerful, but for this deck, you always want to try to go first, right? this going first does nothing for you, right? You'll, like in this build specifically, let's say your opponent, I don't know, ashes you, right? On your emergence, activate this. The only real target you'll really want to set is your blackout. You know what I mean? You could set blackout, you could set summit, you can set vessel, you can set talents or emergence. But guess what? You can't use emergence, can't use talents, can't use vessel, can't use summit. You can only really use blackout on your opponent's turn. So it's like, I didn't want to put in a card that's like a maybe. Now, when I go second, this comes in every single time. Sure, because I also sided like other stuff too, but going first, I don't really like this card going first. Going second is very, very good. So I have the two thrust, the one lightning, or two lightning storm, and the one duster, sorry. So again, you can search out all of these if you really need to. And they're very, very powerful, hitting back row, hitting monsters also. And yeah, just overall, just pretty good side deck cards. You don't play any continuous spell card or trap card, so therefore this is always live essentially inside your monsters, but even then, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's it for those. Now for the traps, obviously 3 evenly. I think evenly is such a good card to side in here, and again, it's a normal spell trap card, so therefore thrust can search it. Letting you guys know now, thrust searches out everything besides these. Thrust can search out every single card in your side deck. So I'm gonna leave it just like this, so you guys know. So yeah, we got the 3 evenly. Again, search those out. We have the 2D barrier, again searchable. And I'm actually siding to my deflector, and again, search this out also. This is the full side deck. And then obviously like the monsters right here. But yeah, besides, these are just for certain matchups. This can search out all of these, every single one of them. And then even then, if you want to side like a Called by the Grave over your 3rd evenly, you can do that. But me, I like 3 evenly. But I might do that actually. I don't know. It all depends. But yeah, Thrust can search out every single one of these cards. This can search out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards in your side deck. And again, all the cards are very, very, very important. Evenly, we know what evenly does. Best card in the format. D-Barrier can just flat out win against certain decks. You know what I mean? Certain decks cannot out D-Barrier. You call Synchro versus like Manadium, half their combo is just gone. Because the most they'll end on is like a SP. Ooh, you know what I mean? And this card, Sleeper Tech, bro. If you guys do not know what this card does, I'll read it to you. For the rest of this turn, negate all equip, field, continuous, and quick play spell cards effects on the field. So purely has a lot of quick plays. You know, they have field spell, they have equips. No equips, but yeah, Noble Knights have equips. You know what I mean? That new Centron deck has equips. The traps, never mind. But yeah, like this card is just good overall. Runic can't play. You know what I mean? There's so many decks that I just cannot play. Manadium can't use any of their field spells. Adventure Synchron, they can't use their continuous spell card and their Draco back. You know what I mean? Just this card is just super good. Pick this card up if you can. I gotta pick up the ultras for this. And yeah. Anyways, that's it for the deck profile. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Like, comment, subscribe to the video. See you guys next time, man. Have an awesome one. Peace.